Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to World Global TV News Cycle live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and President of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, on Monday in Abu Dhabi have finalized a historic agreement resulting in the immediate end of the visa ban placed on Nigeria travelers. By this agreement, both Etihad Airlines and Emirates Airlines are to immediately resume flights scheduled into and out of Nigeria without any further delay. Based on the agreement between the two heads of state, the immediate restoration of flight activity through the two airlines and between both countries does not involve any immediate payment by the Nigeria government. In recognition of President Tinubu's economic development diplomacy drive and proposal today presented by President Tinubu to his counterpart, an agreed framework has been established, which will involve several billions of US dollars worth of new investment into the Nigeria economy across multiple sectors, including defense, agriculture, and others, by the investment arms of the government of the United Arab Emirates. Also, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has restated the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians in its programs and policies. The Vice President stated this on Monday at the flag-off ceremony for the distribution of palliatives worth 5.1 billion naira by the Sokoto state government, adding that the President is committed to alleviating the poverty among the vulnerable. Uyi Agmonfuegbe has the rest of the story.
According to the Vice President, Tinubu's administration is committed to promoting the welfare of citizens, noting that the distribution of palliatives by the Sokoto state government is a laudable initiative by the governor, which is worthy to be emulated by other state governments.
It gives me a great deal of pleasure and privilege to be here with you on behalf of my principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to pluck up the people-friendly initiatives of Governor Ahmed Aliu Sokoto and his team. There can never be development without peace, and in the same vein, there can never be peace without development. So the investments by His Excellency on providing support to the security establishment is a welcome development. It will assist our security agencies to perform their duties optimally and boost their morale.
Earlier in his remarks, Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliu said the distribution of palliatives is to address the plight of the people, especially the poor. He added that his administration has decided to assist the security agencies in tackling security challenges in the state. He also noted that 5.1 billion naira was spent on the procurement of grains for distribution free of charge to the people, irrespective of their religion or party affiliation. The event also featured unveiling of a transportation scheme by the state government comprising provision of 20 Toyota Camry cars exclusively for use by women, as well as 50 mass transit buses for intercity transportation service at affordable rates. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global Television News.
Thank you very much. Still on the news, the Vice President, Senator Kashima, has said despite effort by government across different levels, Nigeria's housing deficit remains huge as 21 trillion naira will be required to effectively bridge the gap. Shettima stated this in Sokoto at the groundbreaking for the construction of the 500 housing estate by the state government, commending Governor Ahmed Aliu for attempting to address the housing needs for the people. The Vice President noted that Nigeria has a deficit of 28 million houses and will need 21 trillion naira to meet Nigerians' housing needs. Also, the Imo State National and State House of Assembly Election Petitions Tribunal has sacked a member of the House of Representatives, Ikenga Ugochinyere, who was elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in an unanimous decision on Sunday. A three-member panel of the tribunal, which conducted in proceedings in Nasarawa State, held that Ugochinyere was not validly nominated by the PDP to contest the Ideato North-South Federal Constituency election that held on February 25th. Consequently, it ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to within 90 days and conduct a supplementary election in the constituency. The tribunal, in its lead judgment that was delivered by its chairman, Justice Anthony Olutu Akovi, specifically directed the electoral body to conduct the supplementary poll in 55 polling units where election did not hold on February 25th. Also, the chairman of the Police Service Commission, Solomon Ares, a retired Inspector General of Police, has called for assistance in the area of training and capacity building for staff of the Commission and the Nigeria Police Force. In a statement signed by the head of press and public relations of the PSC, Ikechukwu Ani, Ares spoke in Abuja when he received an audience visiting Deputy Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Department of State, Tobin Bradley. Deputy Assistant Secretary Bradley was at the Police Service Commission with Mark Herve, African Program Officer, Office of African and Middle East Programs of the U.S. Department of State to discuss areas of assistance and partnership with the Commission. Especially in capacity building, Ares invited his visitor to also assist the Commission in strengthening its recently established compliance monitoring unit, a department dedicated to monitoring the effectiveness and efficiency of the Police Compliance Response Unit. He noted that the Commission's compliance monitoring unit needs support in various areas, including training and provision of equipment. The former IGP stated that staff of the Commission also need training exposure in the United States in form of exchange programs. And now, a video surfaced indicating that Niger Republic school plotters have started deploying military along its border with neighboring country, Benin. Amidst fear of military intervention by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, the development was disclosed by a counter-insurgency expert and security analyst in Lake Chad, Zagazola Makama.
Oh, that's their gear. Hey, why la menisere? Babu zada baya.
Global TV had reported that ECOWAS had threatened a possible military action against the junta, which seized power in Niger and suspended the constitution. However, signs of discontent within the Nigeria Armed Forces and mountain soldiers, both non-commissioned officers and officers, do not feel supported or protected by the junta's general. Non-commissioned soldiers are reported to be particularly more concerned with protecting their financial interests and their already shaky footing in power than with defending the interests of their subordinates. No longer listening to their men, the junta seems increasingly isolated while popular anger rubbles. Also, a fatal boat accident has claimed 26 lives in Mokwa local government area of Niger State. The authorities, however, confirmed that 30 people were rescued. Giving an update on the Adamawa incident yesterday, Dr. Suleiman Mohammed of the State Emergency Management Agency, who confirmed the figure, noted that 10 more persons were rescued, while 10 corpses were recovered from the canoe that capsized in the state at the weekend. In the Niger disaster, those were involved in the accident were mostly rice farmers from 4 communities in New Bajibo heading to their farms in Old Bajibo around Jabi Dam. Commenting on the Adamawa mishap, Mohammed said the rescue operations were jointly carried out by the agency officials, Red Cross, Marine Police and local drivers. He said one of the survivors was trapped by the nail of the canoe before she was rescued. Also, gunmen suspected to be bandits have attacked Guben community in Magun local government area of Plateau State and killed 10 persons. A resident of Guben village, Moses Fan, on Monday confirmed the attack. Fan said the incident, which happened on Sunday night, also left several houses belonging to villagers destroyed by the bandits before they fled the community. The chairman of Mwagwavu Development Association in Kombun district, Dr. Elisha, who also confirmed the attack, said from the information he got, 10 persons were killed during the invasion. Also, the Nigeria's first foremost indigenous chartered accountant, Akintola Williams, is dead. A leading authority in the field of accounting, Williams died at the age of 104. Revealed as the first Nigerian to qualify as a chartered accountant, Williams contributed in founding the Nigeria Stock Exchange and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN. You're watching Global TV News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. We'll be back with more stories for you after this short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's still Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On the foreign scene, Moroccan rescuers supported by newly arrived foreign teams on Monday faced an intensifying race against time to dig out any survivors from the rubble of mountain village. On the third day after the country's strongest ever earthquake, the 6.8 magnitude quake struck the Atlas Mountains late Friday southwest of the tourist center of Marrakesh. It killed almost 2,500 people and injured a similar number according to the latest official toll. In the disaster-stricken community of Talat in Yaqub, 12 ambulances and several dozens 4x4 from the army and police were deployed, while around 100 Moroccan rescuers were searching for signs of life amid the collapsed buildings about 70 kilometers north. Another Spanish team from the Military Emergency Unit, UME, had set up camp since Sunday night on the edge of Amizmi's village. At least 150 people have died after a powerful storm caused severe flooding in eastern Libya. Storm Denal made landfall in the North African nation over the weekend, prompting authorities to declare a state of extreme emergency. Last week, it killed a dozen people in Europe. 7 Libyan army personnel have gone missing during ongoing rescue efforts. Officials in eastern Libya have imposed a curfew, while schools and shops have been ordered to close. Storm Denal has affected the eastern city of Benghazi and Sousse, as well as Derna and El Marj. The western city of Masrata was also among those hit by the flood. The Prime Minister of the rival international recognized government in the capital Tripoli, Abdulhamid Daba, said on Sunday he had directed all state agencies to immediately deal with the damage and flood, while the United Nations in Libya said it was following the storm closely and would provide urgent relief assistance and support of response efforts at local and national levels. Still on the foreign scene, United States President Joe Biden has reaffirmed his commitment to the long-standing relationship between the country and Nigeria. This was contained in a statement released by the White House following Biden's encounter with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the G20 summit in New Delhi, India, on Sunday, stating that President Biden welcomed the Tinubu administration steps to reform Nigeria's economy. The U.S. president also seized the opportunity to thank President Tinubu for his strong leadership as the chair of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to defend and preserve democracy and the rule of law in Niger and the border region. Biden noted that Nigeria's invitation to the G20 summit is in recognition of the country's important global role as Africa's largest democracy and economy. Also, U.S. President Joe Biden insisted Sunday he does not want to contain China as the two powers face deepening division on trade, security and rights. Biden said he had met China's Premier Li Qiang at the G20 summit in New Delhi, a meeting the White House had not announced, and discussed stability. The president revealed the encounter he in Hanoi, where earlier in the day he agreed a deal to deepen ties with Vietnam as Washington looks to bolster its network of allies around Asia and the Pacific in the face of Beijing's rising influence. Washington and Beijing at loggerheads on a range of global issues, and Biden accused China of seeking to bend the international order to its will. Chinese President Xi Jinping skipped the G20 as Beijing and Delhi tussle over territory and other issues. The Vice President Kashim Shettima has reassured that the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will fulfill all promises made to Nigerians. Shettima also said the federal government had obtained a $163 million loan from the African Development Bank to support wheat production. Shettima said this on Sunday in Agungu, Kebbi State, while on a condolence visit to the family of late Abubakar Giro, a sheikh speaking at the palace of the Emir of Agungu. Sumaila Mohammed, the vice president, reaffirmed the determination of the Tinubu administration to fulfill its promises, particularly in the agricultural sector, adding that food security would receive serious attention from government. Also, Nigeria Air Force has disclosed plans to acquire 2 aircraft to combat crude oil theft in the country. The Director of Operations, Nigeria Air Force AVM Abdul Ganiu, disclosed this when he briefed the House of Representatives ADHOC committee investigating oil theft and revenue loss by the federal government. AVM Ganiu told lawmakers that the training of pilots to operate the available aircraft and others being expected shortly was in progress and would be ready for deployment before the end of September. He called on relevant agencies with the required technology to locate illegal bunkering sites, not to waste time in getting such location across the country of Nigeria. Air Force with an assurance that precision action will be taken from from the 2.32 trillion naira total distributable allocation in the first quarter and 688.2 billion naira of the 2.04 trillion naira allocation in the second quarter. It stated that a 12% decline in the overall allocation in the second quarter resulted in a 15.8% reduction in the share to the state in the first quarter from 817.8 billion naira to 688.2 billion naira. Despite the decline in the overall allocation, the report noted that the shares of the state allocation exceeded that of the federal government when the 13% derivation revenue was added. Apart from the share of the statutory allocation, the report said the 9 oil-producing states, namely Abia, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers received additional allocation as their shares of the 13% derivation revenue to bring their total receipt to about 869.09 billion naira. And now in sports, Super Eagles of Nigeria wrapped up the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifier with a comfortable 6-0 victory against the Patriots of Sao Tome and Principe at Nest of Champions Uyo, Akwa Ibom State on Sunday. A hat-trick from Napoli striker Victor Osimhen and a goal each from Ademola Lookman, Taiwo Awoniyi, and substitute Samuel Chukwueze ensured the team finished top of Group A ahead of Guinea-Bissau, with the team already qualified for the AFCON next year in Ivory Coast. They needed just a point to clinch the group top spot. They, however, went a step forward and further picking the Mazabon 3 points and also scoring a combined 16 goals in 2 legs against their opponents. Also, Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales has resigned following fierce criticism for kissing Jenny Hermoso on the lips at the Women's World Cup victory ceremony. In an open letter published by Rubiales on Sunday night, he said he had informed the federation he was also stepping down as a vice president of European football governing body UEFA. They also suspended Rubiales sent his resignation to the Federation interim president, he said in an open letter, and also explained his decision to eventually step down in a television interview. Rubiales, who insists the kiss was consensual, said he did not want Spanish football to be hurt by such a disproportionate campaign against him. Rubiales said his departure would contribute stability to the 2030 Men's World Cup bid in which Spain are involved. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you again. Stay blessed.
It continues. It goes in the direction of the temple. You see, it's a huge cut they made in the bedrock here to turn. This is a great discovery. Definitely something very important is happening down here.
These tunnels would have taken months or even years to carve out by hand.
Alhamdulillah.
Kathleen believes they must lead somewhere important.
It was incredible. Now we know a lot about this shaft. Unfortunately, we could not see the end of this tunnel. There was a lot of water.
With her permit about to expire, Kathleen's excavation